Hi everyone, I'm Braulio and welcome to my Theory of Knowledge exhibition. Today I'll be exploring the IA prompt, what is the relationship between personal experience and knowledge? In ToK, we try to understand how we come to know things and whether our experiences are reliable sources of knowledge. For this exhibition, I've chosen 3 real-world objects that are personally significant to me, and each one helps me explore how personal experience shapes what we know. Alright, so the first object I chose is the book Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. This is where he tells the story of how he went from an insecure, overweight young man to a Navy SEAL and ultra-endurance athlete. This book is filled with personal stories of struggle, pain, and overcoming challenges. What makes this subject so powerful is that it shows how knowledge, specifically knowledge of human potential and mental resilience, can come from lived experience. He has this concept rule of the 40% rule, where he says that most people quit are only 40% of their potential. It actually isn't based on any scientific data, but on what he's lived through. His experiences gave him insight that many people find motivational and practical. But this also raises questions such as, can we call this knowledge? Can something be learned from one's life and be applied to others? This book shows how personal experience doesn't just help us gain knowledge. It helps us challenge what we think we know. And for my second object is my first pair of shoes, which were Adidas Predators. And I bought them when I was starting out, but I actually made a mistake since I got a pair for cement instead of artificial grass as seen here in the background. Unfortunately, I no longer have the original ones, but I do have these new ones. So yeah, but this experience taught me more just than buy the right shoes. It gave me personal knowledge of how important the right equipment is. Even though I had read something about the types and surfaces, nothing made it clearer than actually wearing the wrong pair. This example highlights the difference between theoretical knowledge of what you read and hear and experiential knowledge, which is what you learn by doing. The lesson stuck with me not because someone told me, but because I lived it. But there's a ToK twist to it too. Would someone else wearing the same shoes have had the same problem? Probably not. But that's why personal experience is so powerful, but it's also limited. It's hard to know how much it can be generalized. And now moving on to my third object, it was the first car, one of the first cars I was ever allowed to drive, which is an Audi Q3 that belongs to my dad. Driving it was a big responsibility because it wasn't mine, so I had to be extra careful with it. That added a sense of respect and seriousness to the experience. I quickly learned how different it is to actually drive compared to just reading or watching others. The car was very smooth to handle, which helped me feel confident, but I also knew that any mistake could damage something valuable that didn't belong to me. This experience taught me not just technical skills, but also emotional lessons about accountability, trust, and control. That's a kind of knowledge no textbook or video could ever fully explain. At the same time, it makes me wonder how much of this knowledge is transferable. If I had driven a very different car, would I still have learned the same lessons? Personal experience gave me insight, but it also came with specific conditions. So, in conclusion, through these 3 objects, which are a motivational book, a pair of soccer shoes, and one of the cars I was first allowed to drive, I've explored how our personal experiences shape what we know. Each object taught me something that I couldn't fully understand until I lived it myself. But at the same time, these experiences are individual. That means that the knowledge we gain from them might not always apply to others. In the end, personal experience is one of the most powerful ways we come to know. But in ToK, we're always asking, is that knowledge reliable? And how far can it go? So, thanks for watching, and I hope my exhibition made you think about how your own experiences shape what you know.